Okay, you guys, so I'm doing this as a voiceover because I recorded this video that you're seeing right this second, showing you the painting as I decided to take it out of the bag and work on it without doing an unboxing of it. I wanted to be able to show you what it looked like. So now we're going into the part of the painting where I had realized, is this double-sided? And I'm checking to see if it's double-sided. There's no audio in most of the video because I was watching TV. I did leave the audio in one part of the video for you to hear the wrapper that was on top of the painting, so you can see and hear what type of cover it had over it. So you will have TV in the background at that point. I am sorry, but here you can see how the tape just peeled right off and how it's tape. It's like a little strand of tape, right? So that's what I was trying to show you there. And then here I am grabbing the cover sheet so that I can show you guys the cover sheet. Interesting. So yeah, there you got to tell how it was just a normal thin cover sheet. Now also in this, if you can tell a little bit down from the top of the painting, you can see this little wave or wrinkle or something. That's another thing, as well as how the drills were sticking, that made me question if this was a double-sided and made me decide to check. So here you can see this tape, unlike most, is actually being a little more difficult. Normally they're not difficult like that to pull off the canvas, but this one was being a little bit more difficult. They also didn't leave large margins, so the thinner it is, the harder to get a grasp on it, obviously, right? So there again, you can see the tape just peels right off. And then I will show you. There's the tape, and you can see that's just like this tape, and it stretches till it snaps. Obviously not poured glue, right? So, like, obviously you couldn't pull it off like that. But again, here, you can see where the light's shining from my camera that I just put my hand over. You can see what looks like might be wrinkles there. And then here you can see on the edge of the canvas the white drills that I had put down, and trying to straighten them and stuff like that because I put them down with the multi-placer made me realize this. So where the sun's shining, you can see the wrinkles, and then a little bit further down from that in her hair, you can see like two wrinkles or waves, which those wouldn't look like that with poured glue. That's kind of the tape puckering up. Again, I didn't actually see those with the light board. I saw those with the overhead light when I already started filming, but those are a few things to point out to you as well. It is very hard to tell that a canvas is poured glue or double-sided. Like, I understand that is not the easiest thing. There's little hints you can look for, and you have to piece hints together until you get it the right answer. Only way I found to do it, and here you can see more drills on the canvas. So the only way I have been able to figure out to truly tell if it's poured glue or double-sided adhesive is try to peel up a canvas. I like a corner of the, canvas of the glue or the tape. I like to just do a very light score down the canvas. Be careful though, you need a light hand, otherwise you will cut your canvas. And then I like to try to peel that up. You could just try to roll the corner without cutting it first, that would still work, but I like to just like score it with the blade first in case it is a double-sided. I can just roll off the extra edge. And if it's a double-sided tape, you can just roll the tape off. If it's a poured glue, it will stretch and smudge, and it will pick up dirt from your fingers, so you'll permanently have this ugly looking poured glue patch on the corner of your canvas. But if you're putting washi tape around it, or if you're cutting canvas out anyway, it doesn't really matter. So there I was showing you that I was using a split 3 tray because the colors I'm doing on this portion of the painting are colors I didn't care for. They're D's, B's, and O. They are all a very light, similar gray. D's and O's are a very similar symbol, and D's and B's are a very similar symbol. So I just decided to use my 3-in-1 tray and use my 3-placer because it's hard to see how many are next to each other. So it's like I don't want to use a 6 placer because I don't know if any of them are 6 or not because they look so similar. So a 3 placer was like the safe way to go to still multi-place. So that's what I'm doing in this portion of the video. But again, double-sided poured glue, yes, you can get both with either version of a cover sheet on them. I think it's a lot rarer to get one of the white covers on a poured glue, but I have heard of a company doing so. And then getting double-sided with clear covers. My first video I did of one was one I got from Shein, and that was 10 months ago. Even then, most YouTubers were saying that you can tell based off of the cover sheet. And it's like, no, that doesn't work anymore. I don't know if that has always worked in the past, but even 10 months ago, they were putting clear covers over double-sided. However, most of the time, and if you saw my Shein one, it was a thicker clear cover. So that was another indicator. But with this one, if you heard in that earlier piece of the video, this one is definitely your normal thin cover sheet. Like, it wrinkles, it moves around. It's not that thick clear, which the thick clear one is almost as thick as our, you know, white cover sheets that we buy, our cover paper. So just again, and the fact that this one we're looking at right now had that normal table, the normal key, it looks like almost all of my other diamond paintings, but for some reason it's a double-sided and they're not. Like the Shein one, I think something looked a bit different about it too. Maybe I'm wrong, but this one was just a surprise to me. It's like, wait a minute, that little wrinkle thing I see there and the way this light's reflecting on it, and those were the questions after I had placed the white drills and felt how the canvas was acting. My first hint with this one was how the canvas was acting. If I had done a unboxing of it and had not put drills on it, I don't think I would have noticed. I don't think I would have known until I started putting drills on this that it was a double-sided. Like, it was that good a painting at hiding the fact that it was a double-sided, which means the double-sided tape was put down very well, honestly. There wasn't, you know, crazy rivers or bumps for me to notice. It was very slight ones that I really only noticed once I put some light over the top of it. So the only indicator I had with this was starting to work on it. And then from there, you know, it spirals into, well, let's look at this fact, let's look at this fact. And then the only other way is to truly test it. So let's see, to go over a list again. When you get the canvas, if it has a dark cover, it's probably a double-sided, right? If you smell that fume, that's normally a double-sided, but I have had poured glue that have quite a fume as well. Obviously, if you pull the cover sheet up and the tape starts coming off with it, it's a double-sided. The rivers or that in it, if you see those waves in it, that's a clue that it might be double-sided. And the way the light reflects off the double-sided tape is different than the way it's reflecting off the poured glue. So there's, you know, another way you can maybe tell. The drill's not sliding across the canvas at all. Like, they stick with double-sided. Some poured glue is really nice, in my opinion, really nice, and they don't move much, but they still have play within a circle and a half. Like, I've had some like that, and that's what I like. And those are still poured glue. But this double-sided tape, the play on those drills are very, very minuscule. It is extremely hard to get them to move even half a space over. So that kind of shows you, okay, this might be a double-sided. Again, I think that's the list of every way you can kind of try to tell. And the only way to definitely finalize double-sided versus poured glue is to try to peel the corner up. And again, I do that by trying to very lightly score a line so I can just roll it down. If it's poured glue, the scoring's going to do nothing. As long as you don't score too deep. If you score too deep, you're going to cut your canvas. But if it's the tape, the scoring will just let you roll the whole line down. And you can just take all the tape off the outside so you have perfect borders. So again, I don't mind double-sided tape. I like when my drills stick in place, but it is nice to know before going in with a multi-placer that you need to place a little bit more accurately, because I think a 6-placer with the tape, I'm still a little off on my placement, that I might rather use smaller ones. And again, that's a personal thing, because you can see my white drills here in this corner. They don't look bad, but if you look at like the 5th row over and the 3rd drill down, you can see how that one's lower down. That's something that is not really going to be fixed with double-sided, because if I try to push that up, the tape will slightly stretch with it and then just bounce back into place. And with the poured glue, obviously, you can just push that up. But with this one, the drill's just going to try to bounce right back into place on the tape unless you pick the drill off the canvas and put it back down. So I do like double-sided. I like that my drills don't slide, but it is nicer to know going into it so that you can make sure you're placing more accurately and not expecting to straighten them. I was placing them expecting to go back with the straightener and straighten my lines up, but it doesn't work. That's even after trying a straightener. Like I said, the only way I'm going to get that drill to move correctly is to pick it up and put it back down. Otherwise, the tape just slightly stretches with it and just bounces right back like a rubber band. Some tape will let you slide drills slightly across as well. The stickiness of the tape does change on some canvases. I've had double-sided canvases where I could move the drill over a space. It just was a lot more effort to. You can't accidentally do so. You have to honestly push it. Or maybe even slightly lift it while you're pushing it. Whereas poured glues, again, I've had some canvases where the drill will only move like a space. I've had other ones where the drills move when you accidentally touch them with your placer. So again, glue has weaker and stronger, and the double-sided has weaker and stronger. So hopefully that answers some of the questions that some people had. I know I've mentioned some of this in a few videos, and I've replied to some of you, but I decided I wanted to just do a video telling you, again, what I could think of right now as what to look for, and the only real way I know how to test for it. So hopefully this helps any of you, or hopefully this satisfies any curiosity that any of you guys may had. So I have more videos coming out for you, and I just wanted to get this one out there since I showed this canvas in one of my last videos. I will go ahead and link this canvas in case anybody does want to buy it. I don't think it's a bad canvas. I think that mine, anyway, doesn't have too many rivers or anything in it to worry about. Like, I think it is a good double-sided tape. But again, double-sided tape are a lot more iffy. If they roll it badly when they're shipping it, you'll get those dents in the tape. The tape will stretch, and then when you unroll it, it will have extra tape from where it's stretched. Like, the tape is a lot pickier on how it's shipped and how it's handled. Like, I'm sure you've seen people say you can't roll tape the other way because it will stretch. It will then lift off the canvas. So, I'm sorry, I know I said that it was the end of the video and then I added something onto it. So, this is honestly the end. Hopefully this helps you, or hopefully you at least found it interesting. And I will definitely have more videos for you. Hopefully you guys have a nice day, night, or morning, and hopefully it continues to go well.